Success is not built on success. It's built on failure. It's built on frustration. Sometimes it's built on catastrophe. Navjot Singh. It's Navjot Singh Sidhu. We appreciate his thoughts, and he is exactly right. It is a fact that you learn more from the things that go wrong as you are learning. That is why we practice trade like maniacs, even after we have begun mastering the charts and we come up with new ideas, new things. We practice those. We don't simply throw money at issues. We are not gamblers. We are not making bets. We are using reason, common sense, charting techniques, mathematics, art, the things that we have learned over time, developing our skill set. Don't worry about how long it takes, my friends, to master these charts. 10 to 15 minutes a day, that's all we ask. You can find that time. I find it just to bring you this show, and it takes me a lot more than 10 to 15 minutes. In addition to all the other stuff I do, I bring this for free every day. If I can find that time, you can find the time out of your schedule to master the charts. Once you master the charts, you'll make up for all the time you ever spent. So don't worry. It is a great investment in your energy. And my friends, it's loads of fun. Why do you think I do this every day? I absolutely love this. I've been bringing this show to you guys for over 10 years for free. Our Patreon members help underwrite the cost of putting this on because this isn't cheap as far as the bandwidth and all the other stuff that we put together and the folks we have that help us with everything from the emails to the charts to you name it, the production. But I bring this to you each and every day because I love it, because I love the charts. I love the market. I love the give and take. I love the fun. It is amazing. And as long as you keep that joy and you don't overwhelm yourself with like 4 hours a night, not going to sleep, worrying, my friends, that's the wrong way. If you are hating this, you're doing it the wrong way. Back away a little bit, reduce your time, have fun. You will learn by doing, and it takes some mileage. Let's jump into these charts. We see everything is up for the day except bonds pulling back a little bit. Now the S&P is only up a little bit, 0.23%, but because of all that strong down move, particularly on Friday, breaking through the weekly trend line, you can see it on the half-day chart and on the 2-day, where things just dumped over the Friday, Monday with all that volume. Look at all the volume from last week. We finally hit average volume, first time since all the way back in March. At the end of March, we had an unrelenting green candle up move, turned into a green spinning top at the end of the week, and now we've crossed over. This mean we're going down? Well, it's definitely a good reason for you to take your profits if you in fact took them. Now, it doesn't mean you had to, because you made really nice profits moving up, but you should be paying very, very close attention as to what is happening. Was up a little bit for the day, but we had some big losses when things popped through. I know a number of you cleared out on Friday morning when you saw the break in the weekly trend line. That's fine. It went down a little further, and it's still hovering around that area. And no problem at all. If you rode this baby up so beautifully, it's okay to take profits. If you sold half, you sold all, whatever you did. Those of you who stayed in, I'm not faulting you at this point. I'm just telling you to be very careful. Now, for those of you who got out, you may look to get back in. If things turn around, things get salvaged and then move back up. But we definitely had a break in the power dynamic. Look at the NASDAQ. It's up 1.56% for the day. But of course, it hammered down, 4 point something percent on Friday. Moved down strong in the morning. And of course, looking at the Heikin-Ashi candlesticks, you can see where it looks like it moved down in the afternoon too. Now, I'm somewhat guessing because these are Heikin-Ashi average pace candlesticks. They are measured separately. If you've not taken our training on Heikin-Ashi candlesticks, you should. Just put a Heikin-Ashi in, Charting Wealth. You'll find 2 great trainings. I recommend either one of them. The second, the more recent, I'd recommend that more. Just updated. I think both of them are good. The older one has more views, but I think the second one, the more recent one is better. But again, we had a green spinning top thanks to all that down movement on Friday. And that was the way the week ended with all that volume. And this week, we have started decidedly crossing the weekly trend line. So we saw a lot of energy being lost. Doesn't mean it can't recover, can't go back to green, can't move up again. I mean, we've seen things where they've moved up, leveled off, and then popped up again. Entirely possible. Doesn't mean you have to pull that trade. It means you need to be very careful, though. What's up with TLT, 20-year U.S. government bonds down for the day? 0.52%. Again, they moved down strongly, crossing over on Friday, and again, making that clear on Monday. And again, lost that energy after 2 weeks up. We have a doji right now, means extreme indecision on the weekly chart. We haven't had average volume since things dropped down. Now, can bonds recover and move up? Yes, they can. If you're waiting to see if that is going to happen, you can sure do so. The problem is, depending on your entry point, you may have already given back everything you won, and you want to be careful not to start losing. First rule of trading, don't lose money. Second rule of trading, don't lose money. Third rule of trading, make money. That's where we are on bonds. What about gold? Gold is up for the day, 0.26%. Now, it hammered down strong, broke through the line that we had there before. We've dropped another one even further down. Gold is now going into its fourth week of down movement, even though it's up just a little over 0.25% today. We've got lots of pressure mounting as gold continues to push down. So again, gold has broken through that little floor that we set there before. And again, we are continuing to think that gold will keep pushing down. I don't know where it would stop other than this next point. Now, could it slow down, stop, and move up? Well, it moved up a little bit for the day, 0.26%. Yes, I don't think that's likely. What about HODL? It rebounded up for the day 5.10% after weeks of down movement, days of down movement. Again, slowed after. If you look at this, you can see where we put these potential bands of support. We've got one right here that it appears to be moving down toward. We saw where it was breached last week, at least with the wick, not by the candle itself. Red down candle forming this week, not reaching the low yet. Like we said, it popped up some on Monday, a good bit, 5%. But again, for Bitcoin, that's not saying a whole lot. We still have downward pressure on Bitcoin. We will pay attention. This has been a great run down. For those of you who've been in BITI, you've been enjoying it. But be careful that you don't give back all that you put in. Watch closely. It's bounced back up through this band here at the bottom, what we call a support band. So watch it closely. See how it performs tomorrow. If you're into that down move on BITI, pay close attention. That is where we are as we have ended the day on Monday. Another fun trading week. Lots to learn, lots to do, lots to practice. Stay at it, my friends. Enjoy it. If you're not enjoying it, you're not doing something right. Figure it out. Maybe reduce the time you're spending. God bless. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth.